Holy shit, man. Oh! England for the English! England for the English! England for the English!
Oh, shit. Oh my god!
You fucking foreigners!
There are literal fucking race riots happening in Northern Ireland, and no one seems to be talking about it on here. No one seems to be making videos about it. Like, I have seen footage of masked, potentially armed groups of people, like, roaming around Northern Ireland looking for migrants. They set fire to a family home. Like, multiple family homes, like, random people's homes have been set alight. And these families, like, including children, are having to be evacuated in armored vehicles in response to what is a horrific video. Like, the video, the attempted beheading, like, it is horrific. But I'm wondering, what does this solve? Like, what does this solve? Because now we have race riots after we had race riots a couple summers ago where people tried to literally burn down asylum hotels, commit like mass murder against refugees. And they were only setting fire to homes belonging to people of colour. And the way these far-right groups always frame it is like, oh, we're doing it to protect women and girls. Yet there were literal children. There were little girls in the house that they set alight. Can you imagine for a second how terrifying it is to have a masked gang bang down your door and set it alight? And of course, Tommy Robinson and Elon Musk are sharing the horrific attack and saying things like, do not make peace with evil, you have to destroy it. And now there's race riots where they've targeted minority groups. Like, a literal white South African immigrant is instigating race riots in the UK.
Children in my constituency and others lifted out of their beds as their homes burned. Masked men roamed the streets, going door to door, menacing and setting fire to cars and buses and homes, terrorising people on the basis of the colour of their skin or the sound of their voice. People from Sudan, people from India, people from Ukraine and people from Belfast. And today, businesses are shuttered, medical appointments are cancelled, schools are being closed for fear of getting young people home. So many people are frightened to walk the streets and frightened to be in their own homes tonight. And for all the online agitators who stoke this stuff up, when they move on to their next target, we'll be the ones left to pick up the pieces. People are, of course, entitled to their views on immigration, and of course government policy is imperfect, but this hasn't been a debate or a conversation. There haven't been proposals, there haven't been honesty about the trade-offs, there has been mob justice and some of the same old proposals for a hardened border on the island of Ireland. Political leaders have a duty to lead, not to lean into people's worst fears and anxieties. That video of the awful crime in North Belfast was unusual in its brutality, but the cycle of deflection and disorder has not been unusual. We have seen this movie too many times before. In Belfast, we know all about blaming an entire community for the actions of others. We know all about scapegoating, we know all about tit-for-tat violence, and we know all about street justice.
Living in Dublin right now as a black woman just doesn't feel safe anymore. I don't know why I'm upset. I can't even go into work right now because, like, the craziest thing just happened on the Lewis, and I just need to, like, calm myself down before I go in. In no way was I, like, abused or anything, but on the Lewis today, there was 2 men, and everyone was crammed. Obviously, you know what the Lewis gets like. It so happened that, like, there was a black man on the Lewis and they were arguing, and imagine the cheek to say, he's Irish, get off the Lewis. And then they start beefing it out, and one of the people who was going to get on said, you know what, it's fine. And then as we're driving in the Lewis, he calls him the N-word, calls him a foreigner. And the shock, like, obviously my boyfriend was with me, so I was fine, but my heart honestly dropped, guys, because it's so traumatizing to see. Like, I don't even know, like, what is going on in Dublin anymore, but, like, the fact, like, this can happen and everyone's kind of just like, oh, ignoring it, or it's grand. Or I think at one point one woman even told both of them to get off. Like, what is going on?
I don't feel that we are in a position where we can really claim that this is purely about immigration anymore, because nobody, including during the Farage riots, nobody's checking paperwork. Nobody's saying, oh, well, your grandfather came over then, so you're all right. It's the new guys. It's, hey, you're black, you're brown, let's get you. You can go and play that whole I'm the good immigrant thing, or I'm the good black or brown person thing all you want. It will only be be a matter of time before it's you. Just like with all of these black and brown people that go and support people like Kemi Badenoch, Suella Braverman, the Reform Party and all of that. And what's happened? The Restore Party shows up, and now they're talking about remigration, something which we've seen on the continent of Europe. Now it's in Britain. Now it's getting out there. Now it's growing. And bit by bit, it's a bit of a reminder of it's not how good you are. It's not if you play for the England football team. It's not about if you're a professional or if you've got a degree or any of that type of stuff. It's you. Your presence here is the problem. They don't like you being here. And quite frankly, they don't even really like you being alive.
It's not just about immigration. It's about cultural, how do I say it? It's about cultural invasion.
Cultural invasion? What does that mean?
Yeah. It's going under a cultural reform, which is going to mean that you can't identify what Anglo-Saxon or European even, or you know, nationality and culture is 90% of Dubai is not from the UAE. They're not Arab. You know, 40% is Indian, another 15% is Pakistani.
If that's not a cultural invasion that's displacing or replacing the indigenous people, then what is?
Nobody voted for that in the UK.
Who voted for Dubai? Well, nobody, because they don't have votes.
No, my children respect the language and the culture, and we respect the laws and the religion.
How's your
of this country? Oh, it's terrible.
So you haven't bothered to learn the language of the country that you...
I would be better off speaking Hindi than I would Arabic.
So everybody who moves to Britain should learn English, but you've moved to Dubai and haven't learned Arabic.
In the last half hour, police have issued a new statement talking about there being sporadic pockets of disorder breaking out in a number of locations, and a number of vehicles have been set on fire. I think the one that you're referring to is probably the glider bus in East Belfast. There are officers on the ground, the helicopters up in the air. You can see plumes of black smoke across different parts of the city, and that includes interface areas, which is a little bit concerning.